So because the natural base and natural log are inverse functions, remember that's the graphs in the beginning, they can be used to undo each other. Also, the natural log of e equals 1. So that one there in blue at the end, that's actually the easiest to explain. Like log base 2 of 2, anytime the bases match, you get 1. So the neat thing about this natural log is, let's say you have e to the x equals 2. Well, all I have to do is take the natural log of both sides, and my equation's true, and since the natural log and e are inverses of each other, I'm just left with x equals the natural log of 2. And it works in reverse as well. If I have the natural log of x equals the natural log of 5, I just make e the base and the natural logs the exponents, and the two equations are equal. And they cancel each other out, so all we're left with is x equals 5. Which makes total sense, because if the bases ever match, then the insides match, right? But that's how this works. Um, a better example of that last one would have been the natural log of x equals 5. You take both of those numbers there and make them the exponents of e. Those cancel out, and you're left with e, or x equals e to the 5. So it kind of undoes itself, which is pretty handy when you're working with it in a problem. Like example 4. I have 4e to the negative 2x equals 3. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So I get e to the negative 2x equals 3/4. I take the natural log of both sides. And since negative 2x is the exponent, it just becomes the coefficient, just using some of those rules of logarithms of 3/4. And I have negative 2x equals the natural log of 3/4. Now, one thing you always want to make sure here is that the input of this logarithm is okay. I'm not inputting a negative there, so I'm fine. Otherwise, it messes with the domain. Now I just have to divide both sides by negative 2. The natural log of 3/4 divided by negative 2. Now, when I type this in my calculator, I'm going to hit that natural log button. It's going to give me a parentheses. I'm going to type in 3 divided by 4, close the parentheses, and then I'm going to hit the divide button, negative 2. And use the negative sign, not the minus sign, of course. Otherwise, it will give you a syntax error because you're trying to divide and subtract at the same time. It doesn't like that. So natural log of 3 divided by 4 divided by negative 2. And I get x equals 0.1438. And there it is to the nearest 10,000. So let's make that approximate.